Known as one of the most famous prophets on the planet, Edgar Cayce astonished the world with his predictions. From foretelling the tragic ends of two former US presidents to predicting the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler, his prophecies always left humanity in awe due to their accuracy. For the year 2024, Edgar Cayce continues to warn the world about a year full of turmoil. The purpose of prophecy, Cayce told us, is to avert tragedy. If people change their hearts, then catastrophe can be averted. The future can always be changed by humanity. God gave them free will. Join us today when we reveal the real meaning of Edgar Cayce's prediction about this year. 2024 is the Awakeness year. He earned his most famous moniker, the Sleeping Prophet, because of his purported ability to fall asleep atop books, awakening with full retention of the facts and illustrations recorded therein. Later, this skill transformed into the ability to diagnose and recommend treatments for illnesses while in a trance-like sleeping state. Cayce foresaw some intriguing possibilities for 2024 that just might come to pass. While skeptics dismiss many of Cayce's prophecies, his supporters point to the accuracy of some of his predictions from decades past. The future is hard to predict, but Cayce's visions for 2024 give us plenty of food for thought about what may be in store just a few short years from now. The year 2024, according to Cayce, marks a pivotal moment in human history. It's described as an epoch where a collective awakening occurs the world. He believed that by 2024, humanity would experience a significant spiritual awakening, leading to a deeper connection with our inner selves and a greater awareness of our interconnectedness with all living beings. This prediction resonates with the increasing interest in mindfulness, meditation, and holistic well-being practices in our modern society. As scientific and technological advancements have dominated our collective focus, many have found themselves feeling increasingly disconnected from a sense of meaning and purpose in their lives. That is what Edgar Cayce saw long ago, and he believed that 2024 is the perfect time for everyone to awaken. We all need to seek out ways to reconnect with their inner selves and find greater fulfillment in life. Edgar Cayce also spoke about the awakening that people must experience after leaving this world. He told, "After death, we may enter a region that is void of love, life, and light, void of everything. For some, this region is approximately their wish come true. Here they are truly alone with themselves. For some souls, this is a pain that is unbearable. In the absence of truth, love, gentleness, and kindness, some souls fill the void with an irrational and unbelievable amount of pain and fear. It is so dark in the realm of outer darkness that the darkness hurts and panic grips them without knowing why. There are various degrees of darkness to this realm, and it is darker and denser at the center than at its outer fringes. The closer we are to the outer edges, the more interaction there is with others in the realm. The closer to the center, the darker and more painful is the solitude. Those who find themselves in outer darkness cannot travel across this dimension. They must grow through the levels of this realm. After death, one may find themselves in a particular degree of darkness that most closely corresponds to the degree of the absence of love in one's life. Outer darkness is not a punishment. It is a region which operates lawfully for the benefit of those who are there. This region is not a realm which was created for any soul to experience, but one which came about as a consequence of the negative activity of souls in creation. So great has been the desire for self, so monumental across time and space has been the selfishness of some of God's creatures, that this realm is the creation or manifestation of their own collective activities. Outer darkness and the reality with which it is associated were created and are held in place by collective self-interest. What's a spiritual awakening? Being spiritually awakened means that an individual has had a profound shift in their understanding of themselves and the world around them. This awakening often comes after a period of feeling disconnected, lost, or unfulfilled in life. Interestingly, some individuals report experiencing physical symptoms, such as a fever, during their spiritual awakening, signifying a kind of intense inner burning away of old beliefs and patterns. Spiritual awakening can happen suddenly or gradually, and it often involves a change in perception, a deepening of self-awareness, and a newfound sense of connection to a higher power, even amidst internal conflict. Spiritual awakening can take many forms and can be experienced in different ways by different people. Some common signs and symptoms of spiritual awakening can include a greater sense of empathy, compassion, and love towards others, an increased ability to live in the present moment, a deeper connection to nature and the universe, a heightened awareness of synchronicities and signs, and a sense of inner peace and contentment. Ultimately, being spiritually awakened means that an individual has come to a new level of understanding and awareness about themselves and the natural world. It's through this ascension process that you realize your potential and find the ability to change your life profoundly. In other words, they've had a spiritual ascension. Now, it's important to understand the difference between awakening and ascension. While spiritual awakening refers to the internal shift in consciousness that an individual experiences, leading to a profound change in their understanding of themselves and the world, ascension, specifically 5D ascension, signifies an evolution beyond the physical reality into a realm of higher spiritual enlightenment and awareness. This spiritual ascension, often referred to as 5D ascension, signifies a shift from the three-dimensional physical reality to a five-dimensional realm of spiritual enlightenment and awareness. It often involves a newfound sense of purpose and direction in life, as well as a deepening of one's spiritual practices and beliefs. Thing happens during the spiritual awakening process. Spiritual awakening is something you will almost certainly experience this year. Therefore, Edgar Cayce encourages all of us to prepare for this event by understanding what will happen during this process. Stage 1. The dark night of the soul. What's a spiritual awakening? Again, it's a process that involves different stages, including the phase known as the dark night of the soul, where individuals may experience intense inner turmoil, despair, confusion, and a sense of loss of meaning and purpose. Symptoms of spiritual ascension can include questioning one's beliefs, values, and identity, which may lead to a deeper understanding of oneself and their connection to the universe. This transformative process, which includes stages such as the dark night of the soul, can be triggered by significant life events, such as the loss of a loved one, a major life change, or a spiritual crisis. Signs that you may be experiencing the dark night of the soul include feeling lost or disconnected from yourself and others, questioning your beliefs and values, experiencing a sense of purposelessness or nihilism, feeling intense emotional pain, anxiety, or depression, struggling with addiction or destructive behavior, feeling a sense of spiritual emptiness or disconnection. Stage 2. The awakening. The awakening is a stage in spiritual awakening where an individual begins to experience a profound shift in consciousness and awareness. It is a time of self-discovery, where one may feel a sense of connection to something greater than themselves. This stage can be triggered by a spiritual experience, a deepening of one's spiritual practice, or a newfound sense of purpose and direction. As you navigate the awakening stage, you may experience a stronger sense of intuitive guidance that can lead you towards spiritual experiences and a deeper understanding of your purpose. Signs that you may be experiencing the awakening include feeling a sense of inner peace, joy, or bliss, experiencing synchronicities or meaningful coincidences, feeling a connection to nature or a higher power, becoming more compassionate and empathetic toward others, feeling a sense of purpose or calling, having intuitive insights or psychic abilities. Stage 3. The integration. Integration is a stage in spiritual awakening where an individual begins to integrate their new insights and experiences into their everyday life. It is a time of balance and integration where one may feel a sense of inner harmony and coherence. This stage can be triggered by a desire to live a more authentic and purposeful life, or by a need to align one's values and beliefs with their actions and behaviors. Signs that you may be experiencing the integration include feeling a sense of inner balance and harmony, being more mindful and present in your daily life, aligning your actions and behaviors with your values and beliefs, feeling a sense of empowerment and self-confidence, cultivating healthy relationships and connections with others, living a more authentic and purposeful life. Stage 4. The expansion. The expansion is a stage in spiritual awakening where an individual begins to experience a deeper sense of connection to the universe and all living beings. It is a time of transcendence, where one may feel a sense of unity, consciousness, and interconnectedness with all things. This stage can be triggered by a deepening of one's spiritual practice, a desire for personal growth and transformation, or a sense of spiritual mission or calling. Signs that you may be experiencing the expansion include experiencing a sense of oneness with the universe, having profound spiritual experiences or insights, feeling a sense of awe and wonder about the mysteries of existence, developing a heightened sense of intuition and psychic abilities, feeling called to serve and make a positive impact on the world. Stage 5. The transcendence. The transcendence is a stage in the spiritual path of awakening where an individual transcends the limitations of the ego and experiences a sense of unity with the divine. It is a time of ultimate transformation, where one may feel a sense of enlightenment or spiritual liberation. This stage can be triggered by a profound spiritual experience, a deepening of one's spiritual practice, or a sense of completion or fulfillment of one's spiritual path. Signs that you may be experiencing the transcendent stage include feeling a sense of oneness with the divine, transcending the limitations of the ego and experiencing a sense of unity consciousness, feeling an expansion of your spiritual life, a sense of enlightenment or spiritual liberation, experiencing a deep sense of inner peace and contentment, letting go of attachment to the material world, feeling complete or fulfilled in your spiritual journey. After reaching the transcendent stage of spiritual awakening, many individuals may wonder what to do next. It's important to remember that spiritual awakening is an ongoing process, and the journey doesn't end with the attainment of enlightenment or spiritual liberation. In fact, the transcendent stage is often just the beginning of a new phase of spiritual growth and development. Some suggestions for what to do after spiritual awakening include continuing to deepen your spiritual practice, serving others, and living a life aligned with your newfound insights and values. Mind, body, spirit, connection. Following Edgar Cayce, the mind-body-spirit connection is very important. This perspective recognizes that the health of the body is intimately connected with the health of the mind and spirit, and vice versa. For example, stress or negative emotions can have physical effects on the body, while physical illness or injury can have a negative impact on mental and emotional well-being. In order to achieve holistic well-being, practitioners of spiritual psychology may work with individuals to address each aspect of the self. This may involve a variety of approaches, such as mindfulness practices to cultivate greater awareness of thoughts and emotions, physical exercise to improve physical health, and spiritual practices such as prayer or meditation to cultivate a sense of connection to a higher power. Through mindfulness practices, you may notice an increase of intense energy as your awareness heightens, and you become more connected to your thoughts and emotions. Self-awareness. According Edgar Cayce, the key point is looking at your inner. Self-awareness is another key concept in spiritual psychology, reflecting the recognition that understanding our inner and outer world is essential to achieving greater well-being and fulfillment in life. As we discuss the stages, it's important to define spiritual awakening as the internal journey one undertakes to connect with their true self, transcend the ego, and connect with a universal, divine consciousness. Spiritual psychology encourages individuals to cultivate self-awareness by exploring their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in order to gain greater insight into themselves and their experiences. In the stage of self-awareness, individuals begin to see how their actions in the physical world reflect their inner beliefs and emotions. As we delve into the concept of how to reach spiritual enlightenment, it is vital to understand that this journey calls for consistent inner work and self-awareness practices. The process of higher self-awareness involves developing a greater sense of mindfulness, or the ability to be present and fully engaged in the present moment. Ascension symptoms can manifest during these stages, often taking the form of emotional, physical, or psychological changes that signify your spiritual growth. This can involve practices such as deep breathing or other mindful exercises, which help individuals to develop greater awareness of their thoughts and emotions, as well as to develop a sense of detachment from them. By cultivating self-awareness, individuals can gain greater insight into their patterns of behavior and thought. This can help them to identify negative patterns that may be holding them back, such as limiting beliefs or negative self-talk. In addition, self-awareness can help individuals to identify their strengths and values and to cultivate a greater sense of purpose and direction in life. Inner wisdom. Last but not least, inner wisdom is a core concept in spiritual psychology, reflecting the belief that individuals have innate wisdom and intuition that can guide them toward their highest potential. Spiritual psychology recognizes that this inner wisdom is often overshadowed by external influences, such as societal norms, cultural expectations, or past experiences, and that accessing this inner wisdom requires cultivating a deeper connection to oneself. In addition, spiritual psychology recognizes that inner wisdom is often expressed through the body, emotions, and intuition, rather than solely through logical thought processes. Therefore, practitioners in this field may work with individuals to develop greater trust in their instincts and emotions, and to learn to listen to the wisdom of their bodies. By cultivating a greater connection to their inner wisdom, individuals can gain greater clarity, direction, and purpose in life. Inner wisdom can guide individuals toward their true passions and interests, and help them to make decisions that align with their values and goals. Key signs of spiritual awakening. And if you have these signs, might be you are experiencing a spiritual awakening. One of the first signs of spiritual awakening is heightened intuition. Intuition is often described as an inner knowing, a subtle voice or feeling that guides us without conscious reasoning. Imagine moments when you suddenly just know the right path to take, or when you understand something without needing to analyze it. These instances become more frequent and pronounced. You might make decisions based on a feeling or a hunch, which often are remarkably accurate and beneficial. This heightened intuition keeps you in tune with your inner voice, which speaks from your true self, free from overthinking and external influences. The noise of everyday life dims, allowing you to hear the wisdom inside you all along. As you experience this shift, your intuition becomes a source of creativity and inspiration. You may discover new solutions to problems or feel inspired to take paths you hadn't considered before. Trusting this inner guidance can be empowering, leading to a deeper understanding of yourself and your purpose. Increased empathy and compassion is the second sign. You may gain a deeper empathy and compassion as you journey through a spiritual awakening. Suddenly, the boundaries between your emotions and those of others might seem blurred, allowing you to feel what they feel with a heightened sense of understanding and sensitivity. You might genuinely experience the ebbs and flows of emotions that others are going through. This increased empathy can extend to all living beings, people, animals, and the environment. You become more at one with the subtle expressions of nature and the silent voices of animals, sensing their unspoken stories and needs. Alongside empathy, your compassion also grows. This might manifest in small acts of kindness, like offering a listening ear to a friend or helping a stranger in need. Or it could inspire more significant changes in your life, such as volunteering for causes you care about or making lifestyle choices that are more considerate of the planet and its population. This increase in empathy and compassion is a sign of your heart opening and your consciousness expanding. You start to see the interconnectedness of all life, recognizing that the well-being of others directly impacts your own. As enriching as this heightened empathy and compassion can be, looking after yourself is important. Being deeply attuned to the emotions of others can feel overwhelming at times. Setting healthy emotional boundaries helps you maintain your emotional well-being. The next sign that you need to focus on is desire for meaningful connections. A key aspect of experiencing a spiritual awakening is the desire for deeper, more meaningful connections in your life. This shift often begins as a growing dissatisfaction with superficial interactions and a hunger for relationships that offer genuine depth and authenticity. You may find yourself longing for conversations beyond the mundane, seeking to connect on a level that nourishes your soul and aligns with your newfound understanding of the world. As you embark on this journey, the nature of your relationships may begin to change. You might gravitate towards people who share your values and perspectives or challenge you to grow and think in new ways. You might seek out those who understand and respect your journey in your friendships, offering support and wisdom. In romantic relationships, you may desire a partner who supports and participates in your spiritual growth. Even in professional settings, you might find yourself drawn to work that feels more aligned with your values and allows for authentic expression. This shift can also mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. Recognizing that some connections might hinder your journey is an essential part of this process. It's about finding balance and ensuring that your social circle reflects and supports your spiritual path. Changing priorities is also a special sign. During a spiritual awakening, one of the most noticeable changes is your priorities and values. You might find yourself reassessing what truly matters to you, leading to a significant shift in how you view and interact with the world. You'll begin to value personal growth, meaningful relationships, and enriching experiences over material possessions. This realization can be liberating, freeing you from pursuing material gains and allowing you to focus on what genuinely enriches your life. As personal growth climbs higher on your list of priorities, you might invest more time and energy in activities that nurture your mind, body, and spirit. This could include meditation, yoga, reading, or creative hobbies. The joy in these activities often comes from the inner peace and self-discovery they bring. Relationships also take on a new significance. You value deeper connections with others that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and support. These relationships provide a sense of belonging and offer a space for mutual growth and sharing life experiences. Experiences themselves become more valuable than possessions. Travel, learning new skills, or spending quality time with loved ones might become more important. These experiences enrich your life in ways that material items cannot, providing lasting memories and a sense of fulfillment deeply rooted in living a meaningful life. Let's continue with feeling a sense of unity. A symptom often experienced during a spiritual awakening is a deep-seated feeling of unity or oneness. It connects to a larger, universal energy, being in harmony with all forms of life. You might experience moments where you feel deeply in tune with nature, sensing a sacred kinship with the trees, the sky, the ocean, and every living creature. In your interactions with people, you may recognize that everyone, regardless of their background or life story, shares the same fundamental desires for love, security, and happiness. This realization can foster empathy and compassion as you begin to see reflections of yourself in others. Judgments and barriers fade, replaced by an understanding of the universal human experience. You might also become more aware of how your actions impact the world. This awareness can lead to more mindful, conscious living, where your choices are guided by a desire to contribute positively to the collective well-being. Last but not least, it's experiencing moments of bliss. A spiritual awakening often brings with it unexpected moments of bliss and joy. These experiences can feel like bursts of pure happiness from deep within and often occur without any apparent external cause. These moments of bliss can catch you by surprise. You might be engaged in a mundane task or sitting quietly when suddenly overwhelmed by immense peace and happiness. This isn't the kind of joy that comes from external rewards or achievements. It feels more intrinsic, as if you're tapping into a deep well of contentment within you. This bliss is often accompanied by feeling connected to something greater than yourself. It's as if, in that moment, you're experiencing a deep truth about life and your place in the universe. These experiences can be deeply moving and transformative, offering a glimpse into being free from worry, stress, or negativity. These experiences can be incredibly rejuvenating. In the aftermath of such bliss, you might feel more energized, optimistic, and at peace with yourself and the world around you. It's a reminder of the potential for joy that resides within us all, waiting to be uncovered. The life of Edgar Cayce. Listening to Cayce's predictions about the year 2024, many people might wonder why we should pay attention to this man's prophecies. To answer this question, let's explore who Cayce was and why people are concerned about what he had to say. Stories surrounding his early life prove sensational and hard to believe. He was playing with the little folk and communing with his dead grandfather. He considered these entities incorporeal, claiming he could look right through them if he focused hard enough. In 1889, 12-year-old Cayce recounted a visit from a winged woman who promised to answer his prayers. With all of these supernatural beings running around, it's little wonder Cayce had difficulty concentrating on his schoolwork. The day after he first met the lady with the wings, he received an unsatisfactory report from his teacher about poor spelling. Cayce's father tested him for spelling, knocking his adolescent son out of his chair in frustration. At this moment, Cayce recalled hearing the winged lady's voice. She commanded him to fall asleep a little while so they could help him. After pleading with his dad for a quick nap, he placed his head on the spelling book and snoozed. When his father woke Cayce up, he had full recollection of the volume tucked beneath his head. His father was stunned to find his son had every page of the book memorized. Cayce repeated the process with other school books. By 1892, his teacher pronounced him the best student in class. When she questioned him about how he'd turned around his school grades, he mentioned sleeping atop books. Each time he did this, he woke to full recollection of their contents. The legend of the sleeping prophet was born. Over time, his ability to absorb books during slumber was eclipsed by another talent: his ability to provide people with full medical diagnoses in his sleep. Acting as a clairvoyant doctor began with self-diagnosis. After getting hit in the spine with a ball during a school game, Cayce acted strangely. His parents put him to bed. To their astonishment, he began talking in his sleep, diagnosing his condition and describing how to cure it. After following their sleeping son's instructions, Cayce received healing. Among those predictions attributed to him are foretelling the stock market crash of 1929 on two separate occasions, the first in February 1925, and then 6 months before the event in March 1929. In 1935, he predicted how World War II would unfold, describing an unprecedented alliance between the Germans, Austrians, and Japanese. It's worth noting that this alliance would not come to light until the Tripartite Pact signing on September 27, 1940. Cayce also predicted the whole world will be set on fire by the militaristic groups. Other strange foretellings from the sleeping prophet include the use of blood as a diagnostic tool, the discovery of the La Niña and El Niño effects, and the convergence of communications companies in a cooperative and structured manner. He also spoke at length about the Dead Sea Scrolls and the people who created them, the Essenes. Yet, the Dead Sea Scrolls weren't discovered until 1947, 2 years after Cayce's death. And it would take many more years before details about the lives of the Essenes would begin to emerge. Cayce also discussed the lost city of Atlantis, predicting its rediscovery near Bimini in 1968 or 1969. In 1968, archaeologists discovered an underwater rock formation off the coast of the Bahamian island of North Bimini. The formation sits 18 feet below the surface. Some hypothesize it marks the submerged city's entrance. Although debate still rages about whether the Bimini Road is naturally occurring or human-made, its discovery lends additional credence to America's favorite clairvoyant.